Hi everyone, welcome to this Python tutorial series and it was me, Prince Vedas Recorder. Our field of discussion today will be on Python operators. These operators are used to perform various activities in Python. So, to begin with, let's create a new project. If this is your first time, in this case, I'm using Python. For some of you, you might be having VS Code on your machine. If you don't have it at all, you can download VS Code or Python. So I already have a Python project here and I'm going to open it like that. Then we're going to create a Python script file like this. Go new file or directory, select Python file, let's name it hello world like that and enter. Here we go. So we have a number of operators in Python. As you can see here, we have arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators, identity operators, membership operators. Not only that, but also have bitwise operators. Right? So let's start with arithmetic operators. What are arithmetic operators? These are operators that are used with numerical values to perform common mathematical operations. As you can see here, these are the mathematical operators or arithmetic operators. Let me just paste them here like that. We have addition, subtraction, floor division, modulus, exponential, multiplication, and division. Right? So I'm going to tackle floor division, modulus, and maybe exponential. Remember those other operators? We did tackle them in the previous video. So for instance, let's do floor operation. What is a floor operation? This is a kind of division that retains an integer or a whole number, disregarding the remainder. In this case, it returns to the nearest whole number. For instance, let's say let's have a variable x is equal to 10, right? And y is equal to 3, like that. So, and let's print the division, right? The module, like that. But now we're doing floor division. If we print this, like that, let's run the file. You see, the answer is 3. And yet we know that 10 divided by 3 is 3.3333 like that. But we only have 3 because to the nearest whole number is 3. Unlike if we could do the normal division, which is x slash y like that. And if we run this file, you see we're going to get 3.33 this part. So you see, that's the difference between a floor division and a normal division in Python. Likewise, we also have modulus. Um, like that, modulus. Modulus is there to show you the remainder of a particular division operation. For instance, print x modulus y, right? If we learn this script like this, we get 1. The modulus is 1 because the remainder in this case is 1. 10 divided by 3 is 3, remainder 1. So that's why we get a 1 here. That's the purpose of modulus. So modulus is that to extract a remainder from a division operation. Right? Likewise, we also have exponent, exponential. I just do things like this, exponent, exponential, like that. So if we print just like that. If we run this file, we get 1000. Why? 10 to power 3 is 1,000. So that's exponential. And like if we do like this, print multiplication like that, print x times y. If we learn this file, we're getting 30 here. You see, this is 30. So that's normal multiplication, right? Let's move to the next operator. In this case, now let's move to assignment operators. Assignment operators are used to assign a value to a variable. For instance, here we have x is equal to 10. That is equal is an assignment operator. So these are used to assign a value to a particular variable. So as we can see to the right, to the far right, we have a number of them as the equal sign, the excuse, plus is equal, minus is equal, and their equivalent. So the other alternative on how you can write them. So let's try the x plus is equal to 3 like this. Let's use the command prompt down here. Let's instead Python like that. Then let's have x as equal to 10, right? So if we do x plus is equal to 3 like that. Now if we print x like this, we're getting 13 like this, you see. So what it's trying to say, what it means is when we do like that, it's same as saying x is equal to x plus 3. So this is the expression of what we have just done there. It's same as saying x is equal to x plus 3. So that's what just happened above. So we have a number of operators. Let's have a surplus on assignment operators. In this case, have a look at Wallace operator. So Wallace operator, this one, sorry, that's that's a Wallace operator, right? So let me just comment this. Um, that's H, sorry, H is used for commenting in Python, commenting a line. So any line that is commented is not being executed when the code is running. So Wallace operator like that. Let's have an example on that. Since the best way on how to learn out the code is the code. So let's have something like, let's have a list. Let's create a list numbers and let's it have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Now we're going to check the length of that particular list or to count elements in that particular list like this. If count, let's have count Wallace operator is equal to length, which is used to check the length of a list. In this case, we are going to know how many elements are in that particular list. Numbers like that is greater than, let's say 4, and let's print what we get as a result. I'm going to use list formatting. The list has count that element. If we learn this, let me just comment this above as well. As I learn this, what do we get? The list has 5 elements, right? So, and if maybe we can just cross check here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple like that. This also can be done in this way. Okay, just say count as count. Count without, in this case, not using the wireless operator. Count is equal to numbers like that, and you can just print this statement. Yeah, I can copy this and if count is greater than 4, like that, print it. So if we learn this like that, what do we get? The list has 5 elements as well. So that's another way to navigate, right? So there's no one way to kill a rat. There are multiple ways. So it's up to you which one you're going to choose. But for me, I will go with the wireless operator because it minimizes the number of codes that I'm going to write, right? So let's move on to other operators. The equal operator we use double is equal of, right? So if you have these ones, two of them, it means equal. Likewise, if we have something like this, it's not equal to, and the lists are the same, less than, greater than or equal to, you see, less than or equal to, like that. So those are some of the comparison operators that we have. Then two, if we learn this like that, we're getting false because yes, one is less than x, but x is not less than 2. Hope you get the concept, right? We also have logical operators. Logical operators, these are used to compare conditional statements. One of the logical operators is an and operator, like the one that I've used here. That's an and operator. We have the or and not. The and operator returns true if both statements are true. Hope it has been portrayed on this example whereby we are printing 1 is less than x and x is less than 2. Right? That was a chaining operation under comparison operators, or returns true if one or the statement is true. So in this case, see, let's copy that, copy like that, and paste it down here, and let's say print all, that's for all, print like this, and that's for and, this is and this is all. If we do it, something like not, so if we see, if we have the not here, the not like that, close bracket like that, and execute that code, which now returns true, right? This, it returns true because now it is reversed by the not. While at the first place, in its first comparison, just using and without the not, it returns false. But now if we have a not or logic operator, it returns it true because we have reversed. The reverse of false is true. Hope you get the concept. Now let's move to the next logical operator. Identity operators. Identity operators, these are other interesting operators in Python. Why are they interesting? Identity operators are used to compare the objects, right? Not if they are equal. You get the concept? Does it compare objects? Not that if they are equal, but if they are actually the same objects with the same memory location. So they have to be the same and they have to share the same memory location. For instance, is identity operator is returned true if both variables